Ever seen a pitcher go full WWE on a batter? Sounds crazy, right? But it actually happened. Nolan Ryan, the legend himself, once turned a baseball game into a Texas-sized brawl, and you have to hear about it. Lynn Nolan Ryan was born on January 31st, 1947, in Refugio, Texas, to Robert Ryan and Martha Lee Hancock Ryan. Fun fact, Martha Lee was a direct descendant of John Hancock, the first signer of the Declaration of Independence. Nolan was the youngest of 6 kids, with 1 brother and 4 sisters. When he was just 6 weeks old, the family moved to Alvin, Texas, because his dad got transferred there for his job as a plant supervisor at the Hastings plant for Stanton Oil Company. As these iconic life stories usually go, Nolan's love for baseball started young. He began playing at 7 with his dad in their front yard. Soon, he was playing on a nearby vacant lot where neighborhood kids had set up a diamond. Luckily for him, Little League Baseball had just come to Alvin, and Nolan got his official start at Schroeder Field, quickly becoming an all-star for the first time. From ages 8 to 18, Nolan helped his dad deliver the Houston Post to homes in the Alvin area. They'd be up between 1 and 4 a.m., with Nolan rolling newspapers into tight cylinders and delivering them before dawn. This early job taught him personal responsibility and maturity, qualities that made him a leader in high school and set the stage for his professional baseball career. Plus, it strengthened his arm. Nolan's incredible ability to throw hard and often came from both natural talent and a strong work ethic, developed during those early morning deliveries and his countless hours on the playing fields in Alvin. When Ryan was in junior high, his arm was incredibly strong. He could stand on a football field's goal line and throw a softball over 100 yards, 30 yards farther than any other kid around. In 9th grade, he decided to focus more on baseball after a short time playing football ended when he collided with Norm Bulach, a future NFL player. Ryan, who played cornerback for Alvin, felt confused and embarrassed as Lamarck Junior High scored a touchdown. But it turned out Ryan was destined for something great: pitching. Even before his stats proved it, everyone could see his talent. In 1964, a scout named Red Murph from the New York Mets saw Ryan pitch when he was just 17 years old at Alvin High School. The New York Times said in 2008 that Murph told the Mets Ryan had the best arm I've ever seen in my life. Imagine how good he must have been even at that young age, and he kept that talent going all through his life, making an amazing career. Even though Nolan Ryan had incredible success, one of his most memorable moments happened in 1993 when he got into a 20-second fight with veteran third baseman Robin Ventura. This fight showed Ryan's tough Texas spirit and made him a symbol of standing up against someone much younger. While many people talk about the Ventura fight, they might not know it all started 3 years earlier in Florida. The bad feelings between the Rangers and the White Sox didn't begin on the night of the 1993 brawl. It began in 1990 when White Sox player Craig Grebeck hit a home run against the Rangers during spring training. And let's just say that he celebrated a bit too much. Later that season, Grebeck hit his first regular season home run off Nolan Ryan himself. Ryan wasn't happy with Grebeck's celebration, and that's where the dislikes started. Funnily enough, Grebeck was involved in the 1993 brawl game too. He came in to run for Ventura right after the fight. Ryan got back at Grebeck by catching him off guard and tagging him out at first base soon after the brawl. In the second inning of that game, White Sox pitcher Alex Fernandez hit Rangers batter Juan Gonzalez with a pitch. And as you know, in baseball, there's an unspoken rule. If one team hits a batter early in the game, the other team might retaliate later. This old-school way of thinking has been around for a long time in baseball, and Nolan Ryan is the very definition of old school, so it was expected that he'd likely hit a White Sox batter after the second inning. As you can imagine, the tension between the teams was so high before the game that Robin Ventura had reportedly told his teammates he'd charge the mound if he got hit, even before Gonzalez was plunked. This was a recipe for disaster. Sure enough, when Ryan hit Ventura with a pitch, Ventura hesitated for a moment, then dropped his bat and charged at Ryan. The 46-year-old Ryan, experienced in on-field scuffles, quickly got Ventura into a headlock and threw a few punches to his face. The benches cleared, chaos ensued, and after 5 minutes of grueling mayhem, order was finally restored. If you'd like to keep hearing about the most unbelievable, iconic events that went down in baseball history, Don't forget to like this video and subscribe to this channel. Usually, when players get into a fight, they're kicked out of the game and might even get suspended afterward. But this particular brawl was different. Shockingly, only one player faced punishment. Robin Ventura was ejected and suspended for 2 games. He thought about appealing, but ultimately decided not to. Nolan Ryan, on the other hand, didn't even get ejected. I mean, if you're a mighty legend, it only makes sense that you get to walk away spot-free. Ryan was allowed to continue pitching, and the home crowd chanted his name for the rest of the night. As for the game itself, people can't seem to care less about who won. The fight overshadowed everything else. But likely, the Rangers held on and won 5-2, scoring all their runs in the 6th inning after the fight. Not only did Ryan stay in the game, but he also got credit for the win. Actually, he got 2 wins if you count his victory in the fight against a man 20 years younger. Amazingly, Nolan Ryan and Robin Ventura didn't cross paths again until long after they had both stopped playing professionally. In 2012, they met up at a Rangers-White Sox game in Texas. Nolan was there in his role as CEO of the Rangers, while Ventura was just starting out as the White Sox manager. According to ESPN, Ryan went over to the White Sox dugout to wish Ventura good luck, and neither held a grudge about the infamous brawl. In fact, there are now autographed baseballs and photos available that both players have signed. However, it's worth noting that Ventura was booed loudly when introduced to Rangers fans. Looks like the people in Texas weren't quite as forgiving as their former star pitcher. That game was important for our hero Nolan Ryan for a couple of reasons. First, it was the 7th to last game he ever pitched in his career. Second, it was the only time that season he hit a batter with a pitch. Ryan never got the chance to pitch against the White Sox again that season. Although the 2 teams played later in Chicago, the Rangers wanted to avoid another confrontation. They adjusted their rotation so that Ryan wouldn't have to face the White Sox. Isn't that so funny? Ironically, Ryan probably wouldn't have faced them anyway. He injured a ligament in his elbow in September before the series took place, making it unlikely he could have pitched against Ventura and the White Sox. The wild brawl between Ryan and Ventura quickly became a memorable event for those in attendance. With footage from local and national sports reports, the fight turned into the stuff of legend. Nowadays, with the footage all over YouTube and the internet, it's one of the most well-known fights in sports history. Like many memorable sporting events, there are a lot of people who claim to have been there. In one interview, Ventura joked that based on how many people had told him they were there, the attendance must have been 500,000. When Nolan Ryan retired in 1993, he had racked up 5,714 career strikeouts, a record considered almost untouchable. To put this into perspective, the second place on the all-time strikeout list is Randy Johnson with 4,175 strikeouts, nearly 839 behind. Ryan also holds MLB records for most career no-hitters and most seasons leading the league in strikeouts. Ryan's strikeout record isn't just a result of his long career. It's proof of his unmatched skill and endless determination. Over 27 seasons, Ryan averaged nearly a strikeout per inning pitched, showcasing his enduring dominance on the mound. His career strikeout record has stood the test of time, with no current players coming even close to breaking it. While Ryan's statistics are extraordinary, his impact on the game goes beyond numbers. Known for his fierce competitiveness and intense work ethic, he set a standard for excellence as a major league pitcher. After retiring, he continued to influence the game as an executive, notably with the Texas Rangers, where he served as president and CEO, helping guide the team to its first World Series appearances in 2010 and 2011. Ryan's approach to pitching, characterized by intense training and conditioning, served as a model for future generations of pitchers. His legacy is cemented not only by his records, but also by the incredible mark he left on the sport, inspiring countless young athletes to strive for nothing less than greatness.